So welcome to Broadcast Show Live. If you watched the show on Wednesday the 20th and you did watch it live, you're probably noticing that this is not what you watched on Wednesday the 20th. The reason for that is, well, as we said on the live show, we are learning as we go along. We're using some cutting edge kit that isn't even available yet. And at one point during the show, if you watched it live, you noticed that we had a little bit of a hardware failure. We circumvented the system and we got it going, and then we switched back again, and the show continued fine from there on. What we found out at the end was there was a problem with the recording of the show, and well, we didn't have it. So basically that show is not available for download. So what we thought we'd do is this short version of the show where I will go through basically what we talked about. We'll show you some of the pre-recorded footage that we showed on the day. We'll do the news. We'll go over what the guests spoke about and show you all the links where you can find out the information about the products that they talked to me about on the day. And then I'll give you a studio tour just like we did on the live show. So keep on watching. There's going to be lots of information on this next 20 minutes. In the meantime, yesterday I caught up with Jenny Evans from Manor Marketing. She's out at Broadcast Asia, and we had a little chat about how the show down there is going. So we've got a roving reporter out in Broadcast Asia. Here she is live on Remote Link Up. We've got Jenny Evans with us, and Jenny's going to give us a little overview of Broadcast Asia, what she's been seeing. She's been there for 2 days now, I believe, Jenny.
That's right, got in at the weekend. So we've been very, very fortunate with the weather as well. Not that we get to see a lot of that, but actually real sunshine instead of overcast, and no thunderstorms, which is a first.
Excellent. So, I mean, I've been to IBC, I've been to BVE, I've been to NAB, but I've never been to Broadcast Asia. What's the attendance like at a show like this?
The regional shows are always very, very different, and this one is very specifically for Southeast Asia. So it doesn't really go down as far as China. You get the New Zealanders and Australians, definitely, especially with the likes of Magna and Ideal Systems and the really big SIs that actually pretty much dominate this region, to be honest. But you get a lot of Singaporeans, Malaysians. You get not as many Indians. They tend to go to Kabsat, actually. But there's quite a lot of British over here. Attendance, probably BVE-ish. The big difference probably here is it's an incredibly well-run conference. It's not only well-run, it's well-attended. And a lot of people actually attend the conference and then go to the exhibition on the side. It's almost like how the SIPTs used to be.
So you've mentioned the conferences. What sort of things do we get to see at these conferences?
It's the same, a lot of it's going on, but over here, everybody, I think it's something amazing like 70% plus own a smartphone or a tablet, and they are way ahead when it comes to multi-platform distribution. It's a lot of broadcast to broadband, so the same stuff that we're seeing coming up for IBC, definitely, but over in Asia, they just like their gadgets, you know? So we have Broadcast Asia and we've got Communicasia. Excellent.
Now, I've stayed in a few hotels, and sometimes it can be quite interesting getting a hotel near the conference. What's it like at Broadcast Asia with the hotel situation over there?
The hotels are yummy, really, really nice. I mean, 5-star over here is 5-star. Broadcast Asia prices are slightly higher than you would pay normally. The big shock is near the Suntec Centre, which is the centre for Broadcast Asia. That's the convention centre for that. There are 3 main hotels. There's the Pan Pacific, there's the Marina Mandarin, and the Mandarin Oriental. And shock horror for all of us that the Pan Pacific's actually closed for refurbishment. So we're a lot more spread out actually this year, which has led to not as much of the networking, or there's a lot more specific parties this year, rather than we'll just meet at the bar and then gradually do our own thing. So it's a lot more spread out. And in fact, EF Travel, which is obviously a lot of people use that for their exhibition travel and freighting, obviously, the Swiss hotel has been the hotel of choice. I thought that was miles away because it's on one of the quays, but all of here, you don't have to walk anywhere outside. You have to walk through a lot of shops, which isn't all bad news. Everything is air-conned, and that's only something like a 15-minute walk. Singapore's pretty small, very accessible, and very, very safe.
If so, you mentioned networking, and you know, the after-show parties are all one of the big things about going to these shows. How do they differ in Broadcast Asia compared to the other shows?
Well, Kit Digital is rolling out their boxing guy again actually tonight. I think the difference is here, it's again very local, very regionalised, so it's really nice. For instance, Encompass and Aaron Shaw, he's, he works in the Singapore office of that, it's obviously a big facility house. So he really takes advantage, he just pops in for an afternoon or a morning, very similar to BBE, people from Soho just popping into Earl's Court. Might be a bit different with XL, we'll see. But you get a lot of people going out with their local dealers, and it's just very, it's kind of a little bit more insular. There's not as big parties, sort of, I don't know, Microsoft doing a big party for somebody. It's very much the small manufacturers going out with their dealers and inviting their key customers.
Brilliant, thanks, Jenny. Now, before we sign off, is there anything in particular that we think we should talk about for Broadcast Asia we've missed?
Yes. Tomorrow morning, there's actually an IBM Industry Index breakfast meeting, and I thought it was this morning, so I was really hoping that I could bring you those facts and figures now, but unfortunately I can't. However, I think there are going to be some interesting things. There's going to be a press release which will be hitting the TV Bay inbox Friday morning. So that's very much Asia-specific and seeing what's going on in this area. The strong message is there are a number of projects. You have to work incredibly well with your partners and SIs. And it's all about OPEX costs. People want to have more channels with less operators. They need to put more content out there, but they don't want to actually employ more people. So the channel in a box, the automation, those things are very, very important. But what's even more important is the support, the maintenance, and the consultancy that goes with it. And broadcasting needs to be a little bit more how the IT world works.
Jenny, thank you very much. I'm quite impressed at the wireless connection that you managed to get in your hotel room there. Jenny, no doubt when you get back we will catch up. When you get back we'll catch up and we'll see about all the stuff that we haven't talked about yet. I'm sure there's lots more coming at Broadcast Asia. So for now, Jenny, thank you very much.
Absolutely my pleasure. Goodbye.
So one of the people we spoke to yesterday was Tim from Blackmagic, and this is where we're slightly gutted that we didn't get the recording, because Tim actually had the only version of the new Blackmagic camera in Europe with him, and we had a sit down here and a good chat about the Blackmagic camera. Now, if you don't know anything about it, you've probably been living on the moon. The Blackmagic camera is the camera that everyone is talking about at the moment, and is due to be available in the next 5 to 6 weeks. So Tim kindly brought a version down. We had a look at it. We had a chat about it. And if you don't know, it's a large sensor 2.5K camera. We can record internally onto SSD drives in both RAW, ProRes and Avid DNX format. It's got HD SDI out. It's got analog audio in, and this lovely screen that you can look at and control everything from. And the beauty of the camera, I mean, it's completely designed around the post-production mythology. So they throw in with it a copy of Resolve, which is the full version of Resolve, and they also put in a copy of Ultrascope. And they package this all up, and you get this at this ridiculously low price of £1,925. You've seen some pictures. We put those up just now to have a look. We will hopefully be getting Blackmagic and the guys from there coming in on a regular basis on the show. We're going to have a chat about a lot of their kit. We'll go over the camera a couple of times in other shows as well. So you want to keep track of our feed, which is broadcastshow.com/live, or keep track of us on Twitter, which is @BroadcastShow. We'll send little notes out when a video is coming up. We're going to get the guys down. We'll talk lots more about all the Blackmagic kit, so you won't miss anything from that live show. In the meantime, go and have a look at their website. The link is on screen. You can see it now. And we will keep you up to date with all the information and news from Blackmagic. So we've been supported by many companies in the production of this show, and one of those companies is Object Matrix. And I want to tell you a little bit about Object Matrix as a company. So have a quick look at this. So Object Matrix are a Welsh manufacturer of Matrix Store, a disk-based nearline and archive storage solution that has been designed specifically to protect both video content and metadata in video workflows. They have quite some traction with broadcasters and post facilities alike who work with Avid, Adobe, Autodesk and Apple workflows, with customers including Sony Pictures, NBC Universal, the BBC, BT, UTV, Gorilla Post and Sumners. Matrix Store is used in a number of ways, from secure rushes complementing Unity, ISIS, Xan, secure nearline, parking archive for any NLE workflow, as well as MAM, DAM, and PAM integration, providing an archive at a price point that is compelling and that integrates into your workflow. Matrix Store has numerous points to mention, but most notably, it is a clustered disk archive that protects data and metadata. A self-managing archive, it enforces your storage policies and data security, supports non-proprietary platforms and formats, is easy to manage and cost-effective, and you can scale from 10 terabytes to petabytes. It complements existing technologies and infrastructure, and it is integrated into your workflow. Object Matrix is also offering a giveaway. You can win a mini cluster. Just go to matrixstore.net/matrixstoremini. Go there, you'll find out all the information about this competition. What you'll also need, and you'll see, the competition involves wearing one of these fine shirts, and we've this one to give away. All I want you to do is tweet @BroadcastShow in your next tweet. The first person we see who tweets @BroadcastShow will win this lovely shirt. We want to thank Object Matrix for their support. We also spoke to Stefan Hewitt from PoleCam yesterday. Stefan was down for a majority of the day. We did some shooting outside, which you'll see very shortly. And if you don't know, Stefan and PoleCam create this little baby behind me, which is, as the word says, a PoleCam, basically a carbon fiber jib system, lightweight, extendable, and has a fully motorized head on the front that you can mount new cameras, just like the new AF101, or not so new AF101, the new C300. You can put mini cams on it. You can put hopefully the new FS700 when that comes out. We'll be trying that shortly. The beauty of this is that it's very light. It's portable. You can choose from a short jib, which you've got in the studio at the moment, all the way up to a massive, I think, 7-meter jib. All fits into a case that you could fit in your car if you wanted to. Stefan's great fun. He creates all sorts of different little gadgets and widgets that you can attach to the PoleCam. We've got cup holders you can put on there. There's iPad holders. And there's always something new coming from PoleCam for us to have a look and test out. You can find the information on PoleCam on their website, which is polecam.com. They've got good video tutorials. You can find lots of videos of where it's being used. And just give them a call if you want to find out a little bit more information about PoleCam. Stefan will be popping down more often than not, I should think. In the meantime, what we also did with them yesterday was we've got a challenge with, here we go, these people, Peli, and they've challenged us to see if we can destroy this Peli Case. So we popped out into the car park outside of the Broadcast Show office and decided to see if we can find a way to destroy this case. So Stefan was out there with the PoleCam. We had some guys from Sky Power with a helicopter as well. And here's the video that we did. So as you know, we've been challenged to see if we can destroy a Peli Case. And today is attempt 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to chuck this Peli Case off the top of the Broadcast Show building. As you can see, our stuntman is up there ready to launch the Peli Case. Stefan's here from PoleCam, and he's got his PoleCam here set up to give us an angle, a nice high up angle from this camera. But we want to make sure we cover everything. So if over this direction here, you can see the guys from Sky Power who are going to be flying another camera over the attempt as well to try and give us every possible angle, just so you know that we are truly trying to destroy this Peli Case. So we're going to give that a go now. I will get back to you when we're just about to do it. Okay, helicopter is in the air. PoleCam is at the ready. I'm going to do a countdown. Tell me when you're ready, guys. Are we good? Okay. Countdown on 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! There it is. It's hit the ground. What we're going to do is get this helicopter down in a minute.
A masterful piece of flying by the guys at Sky Power. They're in. Okay, let's have a look at this. Well, all things said, I'm not sure how high that is, but it's looking pretty good. The only thing that's come off really is a bit of stick-on plastic that you put your name on. Let's have a look inside. Catches have remained solid. One's come loose, but still working. Inside, well, we have one perfectly intact PoleCam head. Actually, you wouldn't even know it had been dropped. Or just lock up the case. Case seems to work perfectly. Let's have a look. What can I say? Damage-wise, we have a few scratches, and that's about it. So this is why you get a no-quibble guarantee on a Peli case, because you can chuck it off a building that high, and it survives. Challenge 1-1-0 Peli case.
So that was our fun time we had trying to destroy the Peli case. And if you've got any ideas of what we could do to this case to try and destroy it, make sure you contact us. You can get us on Twitter, which is @BroadcastShow, or you can email us at live@broadcastshow.com. Obviously, there's lots of guys around in the afternoon yesterday, and as Tim had brought his Blackmagic camera down, we decided to put that on the PoleCam to see how well it worked, and it worked beautifully. It's almost like they were designed for each other. We got a little bit of clips. You can see them now testing out the camera on the end of the PoleCam. It looks like it's got a Canon mount lens on there at the moment, and it worked absolutely beautifully. So another thing is, if you're wondering whether or not the Blackmagic camera will work on a PoleCam, then yes, it does. One thing we use when we're out there recording is an Atomos Samurai, which looks, funnily enough, just like this. And this is currently what we're recording on at the moment. If you don't know, the Atomos Samurai is a HD SDI recorder with a monitor and a touch screen. You can find out information about it, of course, at atomos.com. They do two main products. One is the Ninja, which is an HDMI input device, and one is a Samurai, as I said, which is an HD SDI device. Recently, they've just launched their new firmware for it, which is Atomos 3. We use the Samurai a lot, and the new Atomos 3 is a major update to the product. Basically, what they've done is really focused on the monitoring side of the system. It records beautifully anyway, so what they've done is added functionality to the monitoring side. So what we have now, we have false collar on there, we have zebras, we have peaking, focus control, on top of the normal black and white view that we had before. We've also got the ability to mark our clips. We can scan through our clips, scrub through, and mark in and out points on each of our clips on the device. And if we want to, we can just export all that as a Final Cut Pro XML file. So when you pull all the content into Final Cut Pro, all your clips are topped and tailed, marked there, in and out points are marked. You can favorite them. Saves an awful lot of work. You can be sitting on the train, coming back from a shoot, and do your sort of first edit on the Samurai itself. Another feature that's been added, which probably people don't realize, is that it has a file recovery feature now. Obviously, the Samurai and the Ninja both use dual battery technology, so really you shouldn't run out of battery power because you can change one battery while the other one's still running. But if you forget, and it, for example, and it runs out of battery power, there's a risk that, of course, you could lose the footage of what you're filming at the time. Now what you can do is if you eject the SSD drive, you can put that back in, obviously get some power back to the unit, and it will ask you if you want to recover the file. And what it does is they've very cleverly written it so that you will only lose a maximum of the last 8 frames of that file. So if ever something happens and you think, oh, or it's been ejected by accident or the power's gone, you've not necessarily lost that footage now. You can put it back into the Samurai and run the recovery mode. If you've got a Samurai, if you've got a Ninja, I highly recommend that you go to their site and download this firmware. It's a big update. Their website is atomos.com. You'll see the links on there for the firmware. You'll also find information about the new Ninja 2, which is just about to come out. We're going to be talking about that in more detail on another show, so keep an eye on the feeds to find out more information about the Ninja Chew, which is due out in a couple of weeks. So once again, we want to thank Atomos for supporting this show and creating such great products that we use all the time. Another person we spoke to was Chaz from Source Distribution. Source Distribution have been very kind. They've provided us with these mics, the one I'm talking to you now. We have a couple of these Rode Procaster mics, which are proving excellent in this environment. This isn't a particularly well-treated room sound-wise at the moment, and the beauty of these mics is that they're very directional, they're nice and warm sounding, and any of the noise around here isn't picked up so much by these mics. Chaz recommended these particular model, and they seem to be working great, and we're very pleased with them. They're phantom powered, and they're you speak in the end as opposed to the side, and so ideal for this sort of scenario. The other major piece of kit they provided for us was the audio mixing desk. Now, obviously, we're going to have multiple mics coming in. The idea is that we're going to have remote link-ups with people on Skype and GoToMeeting, and we need to be able to route the sound wherever we want to be able to route it. We need to be able to take stuff and put it to Skype and obviously out to the live feed, to recording, and we needed a very capable mixer to do that. And what they provided us with is the PreSonus 1642. I'm a bit of a sound audio geek myself, so I was quite impressed when you brought this mixer down. It's a remarkable mixer. It's 16 channels, 4 subgroups, and obviously the stereo out. It's fully digital. We can control it remotely from an iPad here. We can control it from an iPhone. We can even control it from the PC over there if we want to, so you don't have to sit at the desk in order to work the device. PreSonus do 3 models. They do the 1602, which is a small model. It's very small, compact. If you wanted to, you could put it in your backpack and take it to a gig. Obviously the 1642 that we've got here, and the larger 2442 mixer. What do you do if you want 32 channels, I hear you say? Well, you can actually daisy chain these mixers together with just a simple firewire cable. So you could buy the 2 of the 16 channel 1642s, daisy chain them with a firewire cable, and they literally work as one big mixer. It's very impressive. So much so that we had quite a lot of interest on the chat rooms and on Twitter when we were talking about these mixers. So what I'm going to do next week is obviously make sure you subscribe to the feeds. Is I'm going to do a 10-15 minute sort of bit more in-depth review on this mixer. I'll have some video content for you showing the mixer in use with the iPad and the iPhone on the PC, so you can get a real idea of just how capable this mixer is. And the beauty of it is the price. The price is very low. It's I think it's around about £1,800, £1,900, including VAT for the 1642. And when you can see what it does, you'll be quite amazed. So that's going to come out, more in-depth review next week. If you want to find out more, obviously have a look at the Source Distribution's website. There's information on there, obviously, about the PreSonus range of mixers and everything else that they can supply. So again, we want to thank Source Distribution a lot for their help in getting Broadcast Show ready to go live yesterday. Another company that's helped out a lot is Enero. Enero are, obviously, they're a lighting specialist, but they're also specializing in supplying a lot of grip kit, tripods, jibs, dollies, etc. We've been using their tripods for the camera. We've got one on the main camera here, a larger scale version of this one. So Enero supply the Liebeck range of tripods. Here's one that we've been using. This is the H55 tripod. Beautifully made tripods, lovely heads on them. And we've been very impressed with them. Certainly the one at the moment with the Autocue system on, it's got an Autocue, and I've got a feedback monitor on there as well, so I can see what's going on. And the tripod itself is handling that sort of weight without a problem. It's proved to be very reliable, very robust, not over heavy, nice and strong, and a lovely head on it. But of course, Enero do other things as well. We spoke about their jibs. They've got some new jibs that have just come out. They've got a jib that's now extendable as well. And they're in a different kind of market to, obviously, the jib behind me, the PoleCam, which takes up to the sort of the AF101 size and weight of camera. and great for getting in those small tight places. But obviously if you want the larger camera setup, you're going to need a different system, and that's the sort of thing that Enero can provide for you with their jib system. We also briefly spoke about their dolly system that they can provide you as well. So they provided what's known as a dolly starter pack. I think you get 3.5 meters of track with it and their dolly. Obviously the beauty about their dolly is you don't need to have a lie-back tripod in order to fit it. You can use any tripod that has the standard, claw feet at the bottom will fit on one of their dolly systems. They can also provide 90-degree curves as well, so you can, if you wanted to, you can do a full circle dolly track as well. We also spoke about all the other little items of grip that they can supply, so they can supply you with all the clamps and the spigots and you name it. If you want to attach something to something, you can probably get it from Enero. Find out more, obviously, from their website, which is enerouk.com. Again, all the information is there on the products that we spoke about. And Nick, no doubt, will be in again over the next few months as we do these shows to come and talk about other equipment and what they're up to. Obviously, another company that's helped us out a lot in getting this show started and have put in more time than anybody else, I should think, is Autocue. They are providing the main hub to this system here. And here's a little bit of information that I recorded earlier about Autocue. So let me talk to you about Autocue. Well, Autocue have been synonymous with teleprompting since 1955 and have led the teleprompting industry ever since. What you might not know is that for the last 20 years, Autocue have also sold a separate range of products to create high-end news, sports, and production workflows at an affordable price, including newsroom automation and media management systems, production suites, and video servers. Autocue video servers are available with 2 or 4 bi-directional channels that can instantly be switched between ingest and playout and handle a huge range of codecs and formats to fit seamlessly in your desired workflow. The basic 2-port model starts at just £5,799, to which any combination of licenses can be added to fit your desired application. Be it as a VTR replacement, a schedule, record and playback system, a multi-camera capture and editing solution, a production system, a sports replay system, a playout system, or even as an archiving solution. Autocue video servers cater for a huge range of applications and workflows at a fraction of a cost. Visit autocue.com today and click on Broadcast Solutions or email to find out more. We thank Autocue for your assistance in Broadcast Show. The last person we spoke to was Mike from Workstation Specialists. Now what they do is they specialize in making PCs for the video, audio, high-end sort of market. Now obviously you can go down to a high street store and buy a PC there, but if you want to do some video editing or high-end audio editing, it's not really going to do the job. Programs like Adobe After Effects and Adobe Premiere Pro, especially the newer CS6, really utilize the GPU, the graphics processor that's in these machines. And in order to get the best performance out of a machine to work with programs like this, you need somebody who can put together a machine that will utilize the capabilities of those applications. So for example, Adobe Premiere uses the graphics GPU, which is a graphics card in there, in order to speed up all the rendering. So it's important that you have a good GPU. So we talked about all the different types of GPUs that you can put in. Mike had with him a very high-end machine to demonstrate that they can put in a top-end graphics card. They know what to put in, a top-end dedicated GPU card. It's all about choosing the right components that go together. So the right amount of RAM, the right speed of RAM, the right processor, the right disk drives, the right array, so you can get a lot of disks in there to speed things up, especially for video editors. And they're also one of the few companies who actually make their own chassis. So the chassis are very strong. I mean, this is a machine that's going to be with you for a long time. It all comes with a very long warranty because we're talking sort of server-grade products in this unit. Obviously, all the information about their products are on their website, which is workstationspecialists.com. Go there and have a look. Send them an email if you need to ask questions about it. We had quite a lot of chat and questions come in about their products, asking, for example, how big a RAID drive can you put in there? How many disks can you put in there? Certainly the one that we looked at, I think, had 6 hard drives plus an SSD in there. So these are very capable machines. Go and have a look at their website and you'll find their email address on there, so contact them if you want any more information. They've kindly provided the machine for us, which we're using to stream live from, so all our encoding is done on one of their machines. We go through Wirecast, which if you can obviously find at telestream.com, and it runs beautifully on that machine. The idea is we're going to be able to run Wirecast on there, and then we can do some editing with Adobe Premiere on there. Well, it's an amazing machine, and we are very grateful for their support of Broadcast Show. Now, one thing we did yesterday and we plan to do at the end of every live show is, because this is an evolving show, the idea is that we're going to be able to show you new equipment that's coming out, actually get to use it, and find out what's good, what's bad, what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right. And the idea is we learn things like, for example, we need to record a second backup of our main feed. You learn things. So we're going to do a little tour every live show, so you can see what we've been using and how things are set up. I'm going to get myself ready, and we'll do a little tour of the studio as it stands at the moment. So here's a little studio tour for you of what we're currently using, and as I say, this is always evolving. We'll start with the desk here. We're using the Rode Procaster desk mics. I mentioned those earlier, again, given to us by Source Distribution. Behind us, now the idea of this is not just to have a logo on. This is the, I'll get everything right here, this is the Autocue BMA C46 HD SDI monitor. When we have people coming in from on Skype, or we want to play some pre-record video or something, we might put that up on there so you can see it up on here as well. Sitting on a lovely Unicol stand. If you're interested, it's the Axia 1500 stand and trolley, so we can wheel it around. It'll probably stay here, but you've got the ability, if you wanted to wheel that around. If we go past the indestructible Peli Case, which I'm just going to kick out of the way. Here's our little key light. I'll just leave that out of the way over there. Okay, camera one, currently using a Panasonic HPX 250. We also have over there a Panasonic 171 as well, but our main camera is the HPX 250. Lighting wise, we've got some amazing Kinoflow 4-foot 4-bank lights up here, which they've kindly provided for us. Lighting something that I'm hoping you're going to see a big difference in over the course of the shows. Obviously, having the lights in is one thing, knowing how to use them is another. We don't claim to be anything like lighting experts. Silverlight have offered to send somebody down who actually knows how to set up lighting, and you'll see the difference, I'm sure, once they've come in and they've sorted out our lighting properly. As I say, having lights is one thing, knowing how to use them properly is another. So it'd be great to see what the experts can do with a proper lighting setup here. So we're looking forward to that, and we thank Silverlight for letting us use these lovely lights at the moment. Tripod wise, again, as I mentioned, Enero have provided us with their Lieback tripods. This one here is the H70. Obviously, it's got the H70 head on it. That one has the H55 head on it. Again, have a look at their website if you want to find out some more information about these tripods. Sitting on top, and first time I've used this one, I've got an Autocue starter system myself, but this one here, which I was very impressed with, but this one is their Master Series. So this is the MSP12 prompter. I use that on the live show just to give me running order and things. It works very well, and they've got a nice talent feedback monitor on the front, which they've provided for us as well, which is great. If we walk this way, you'll see just hidden here, it hasn't got a camera on it because at the moment we're hand holding the camera we're using on that. Vinton have provided us with their Vision Blue tripod. We'll do more on that on another show. We're going to start using it for sort of a bit of location stuff as well. So we'll give you some updates on the Vinton. Obviously have a look at that on their site. Hidden over here, I'll walk around the HPX 171 here, is the PoleCam. Now we spoke about that briefly earlier. This is our PoleCam that we're going to be using all over the place. It's going to be used on a lot of other jobs as well that we do. So the beauty of this, obviously at the moment, set up in a nice small configuration for the studio. We have the moving head on it, which is great. So we can point a camera at you. like that. And again, great for a studio configuration like this as well if you needed it to. So we're having a lot of fun with these, and you've seen some of the results if you looked at the previous video when we tried to destroy that Peli Case. So if we walk over here, we get to the sort of technical side of the studio. I mentioned the PreSonus 1642 mixer. This is it here, and all our feeds are going to go into here. At the moment there's not much cabling running into it because we don't have that much feeds going in, but as the show progresses and we start doing more and more adventurous stuff, this is going to be a well-used piece of kit. And again, as I say, I'm going to do a 10-minute, 15-minute overview of this mixer next week, so keep an eye on the feeds. The rest of the system over here is dominated basically by the new Autocue system. This system is currently in development with Autocue. Expect to see it later this year. It will be hopefully launched properly at IBC. The beauty of this system is going to be able to do everything we could possibly ever want. And it is literally a complete studio in a box, production suite in a box, whatever you want to call it, it can do it. So it's going to manage our Autocue, it's managing our timing, as well as obviously doing all the switching, the pre-record. Footage is going through this. It can do recording of all the cameras, it can do recording of the program out. And this system has been partly developed here as well because we get to test it, they get to test it, and they can improve it. So by the time it's released, you have this nice rock solid system that's going to keep you going for a long time. So it's great we've got it here, and we can find out what it can do, and they can find out what it can do, and then you end up with a wonderful product at the end of the year. Finally, right at the bottom, you'll see, as I mentioned, the PC supplied by Workstation Specialists. This is doing all our encoding. It's got a HD SDI capture card in there, a Blackmagic one. And that's running Wirecast on there, as I mentioned before, to do all our encoding. We're going to be using it as a encoding machine and sort of post-production video editing machine as well. Talking about Wirecast, obviously have a look at the Telestream website, which is telestream.net. If you want to find the Wirecast, just put /wire-cast on that URL, and you'll find out information about Wirecast. I love Wirecast. I can rave on about Wirecast all day long. We might even do a show dedicated to it. And again, we want to just thank Stream UK, who have been providing all the bandwidth for the live show and also hosting a lot of the archive footage for us as well. So thank you to them. So that's it for the first show. I'm sorry you didn't get to see the live one if you didn't get there on Wednesday. Make sure you subscribe to the iTunes feed. We will be sending out stuff every week. It's not just the live show. Stuff is coming out every week, and we will let you know on Twitter when it's out. So again, at Broadcast Show. So go there and find out what we're doing by keeping track of us on our Twitter feed. If you're not on Twitter, then just keep a look on broadcastshow.com/live. There's plenty of ways that you can get reminded of what's going on. In the meantime, we will see you next week when I do a 10-15 minute slot on the PreSonus 1642 and maybe a few other bits as well. So if it's something else you're interested in, have a look at that show. There'll be something there for you. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time on the live show.